Japanese restaurant, you know.
Oh, it's that new one. Pixelated Pilsner. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome.
Hey guys, we're not getting started yet. We're just waiting for a few more people to trickle in, and then we'll get going.
I was just gonna touch your hand, and then I had to be like, no. Oh, you just sort of, and I just was like, but we did some surprise.
So honestly, that's like 90% of the battle.
This is like the issue with having really cool trailers, is that the standard
But honestly, I don't think it's
Did you not do that?
Well, they're bringing, it's going to be a separate team.
Oh, okay.
So they don't come in until all of the gas which should be, I think, this week. Yeah, they're very close to being finished. I think they got the last of the houses on 300. Well, Sunday, we did some seeds, early seeds, a couple weeks ago, just like radishes, beets, turnips, Sunday. And that's going to be mostly lettuce. I mean, there's not really, most of the peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, that all comes in the second planting. But, you know, we need the lettuce, we'll put in more collard, maybe kale. I mean, it's just mostly greens. I haven't been paying close attention. I don't know but I know that also there are several places that have been under renovation for a while that are only now final completion. So I think it might be like the renovation. There's a lot of houses being sold. All those like for sale, sold. Yeah. Mildred? I was doing a lot of this stuff last year too. No, actually, I mean, there's actually more people carrying more this year. So it's been going well, I think. Good evening.
Yeah. You have to really get up on that microphone. Just a heads up. Yeah, I know. Might need to tilt it up a little bit. Otherwise, this doesn't come through at all.
So it's about 6:40. We're gonna kick things off. I think tonight's going to be a quieter night than some of our meetings. It's also going to be a little bit different. Not quite as much of the holding forth from the microphone to tell you about things. It's going to be a lot more participatory, which is nice. We also don't have the sort of stacked presentation list that we usually do, so we can move at a bit more of a relaxed pace. But we are going to we're going to kick it off with a little bit of an icebreaker, just to get us warmed up, to get us all in a mutually affirming mood.
Sorry. Icebreaker for today is what is your, besides Tokyo Underground, what is your favorite neighborhood restaurant or food spot? Don't all go at once.
Favorite neighborhood, does it have to be one that still exists?
No, it could be the old bagel spot or something that I don't know about.
It has to be this neighborhood?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, within like two neighborhoods over.
Oh, that's easy.
In Park?
Any raised hands for red ones?
I was going to say, my favorite was Prepare's Kitchen, which used to be on 32nd. It's always like one of my favorite restaurants, but now she's helping with the new mid-center like transformation over at St. John's. So, still in the neighborhood, still helping.
Secret bar with the chicken tikka masala pizza. I miss it so bad.
I forgot. Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Never heard of it.
Other than Red Emma's, my secret spot is Punjabi's, or Punjab's grocery store. They have $1 samosas. Freshly made.
Anybody else?
Entire restaurant's in the back. And they get here, and it's so good that
I second Thai restaurant. And then probably favorite bar. I should say Peabody.
You should. Any other ones? Any other secret spots we don't know about? Any other former?
Heritage Barbecue.
Okay, so I like that. All right, I'll
Blueprint Cafe.
where?
Blueprint Cafe is on 32nd Street. It'll
Yes.
be in February.
It still says Parmesan.
It still says Parmesan.
Okay.
It's like Parmesan.
Okay. I'm about to check it out.
Yes.
Actually, bit of a thing. Blueprint Cafe is started and ran by a group of architects who use it as supplemental income to offset their prices so that they can offer architecture and design services to people in the neighborhood for much cheaper. Yeah. I learned that 2 days ago.
Where do you sign up for that?
Huh?
Where does somebody sign up for that?
Right?
I think you walk in.
You walk in, you go out, you go in and talk to them.
Okay.
Buy a coffee.
Okay.
They also do stuff to support a study abroad program at Golden State.
Okay.
Watergate.
Any other favorites?
Other neighborhood favorites?
I don't know. I spend probably too much time at CBP. That's
Urban Reeds. It's a local store on Greenmount.
okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing. If you see me at your favorite spot, remind me and I'll learn it from you. There we go.
All right. If I see you at Secret Bar, that means you got a time machine. All right, just really quick, a refresher, community agreements, the sort of 5 general principles we've settled on. Lean expression, say enough, don't hold forth at great length. Respect who's sharing, so listen deeply. No cross-talking unless necessary. Respect the meeting's time constraints. Trust and be accountable to these community agreements. And then also step up, step back, which is to say, challenge yourself if you're somebody who likes to talk a lot. Maybe get used to talking a little less. If you're somebody who doesn't often talk, maybe push yourself to try to talk a little bit more. I just have a few updates, reports on past events. Who was out for the cherry blossoms? Any highlights? Anybody want to? The cookies. The cookies were great. I think that I thought it was a great idea, and I was really happy we did it. I wish I could have been there, but I had a wedding to go to. We're probably going to try to do this again next year. We'll probably have to do it on like a short timeline because you never know with the cherry blossoms what the time frame is between when they're here and when they're gone. But that is also the essence of the cherry blossom appreciation, the ephemerality of it all. Alley cleaning, did anybody make it out to the alley cleaning on 28th Street? I know that, that's upcoming, okay. All right, great, so we haven't done that. Quick update on 501c3 status. We have some paperwork in, we're waiting on some paperwork to come back, some documents that we need, but we are just moving forward with it steadily. We are moving at the speed of bureaucracy, so
not like.
We've got a bunch of updates in terms of upcoming events, and we will make sure that these are on the website for you to check. But the Department of Transportation is going to be doing a walkthrough with members from the Community Association Board and with Odette Ramos, particularly to look at 28th Street and 29th Street as hazards, because we know how fast people drive on those streets. We're going to talk to them about possible traffic calming solutions and try to make sure that they realize how serious the problem is. At this point, from what we understand, we're not a priority, and obviously there are other places in the city that are also problematic, but that is right next to a elementary and middle school, and I think the safety of children should push this a little bit higher up in their estimation as far as prioritizing safety concerns. But that will be later this week, tomorrow, in fact, and looking forward to it because we'll then be able to report back on what they say and what they think is possible for our neighborhood. Next Sunday, for those of you who are interested in participating in the garden, from 10 o'clock a.m. on, it's going to be our big first spring planting. We're getting a whole bunch of starts in from the Maryland Farm Alliance. Lots of lettuce, lots of greens, lots of the early spring planting stuff. And also we're getting a big load of compost, not manure, but compost. We're going to be refreshing the beds with fresh compost to push our output. Those beds are getting a little bit depleted, and we weren't getting the yields last year that we really like to get in terms of some of our tomatoes and cucumbers. So hopefully this is going to be a bumper year. We'll have lots of fresh soil and compost, and lots of lettuce coming in very soon. Greens.
Do we have an idea of how we can mitigate the bugs that specifically target the kale? Because the last 2 years, I think we've lost the entire thing.
Yeah. We'll work on it. I'm open to ideas from more experienced gardeners, which I am not. But yes, we I think need to be ahead of the problem, because once it starts, oftentimes it's too late. So, but we want to make sure that we do get that taken care of early in the season. We lost also zucchini and squash very early on for the same reasons, different bugs, but the same problem. It is also a relatively organic garden. We don't use pesticides, and so it's a little bit tricky, but we'll be looking for solutions, and we'll be having those conversations probably on Sunday when we start talking about what can be done, because we do have fortunately a nice influx of volunteers for the garden. Two other items coming up after that. April 26th, there is a tree planting up in Able. Reach out to me if you want more information, or to Adam. Adam is very engaged in that. And then the other thing, Izzy, you want to say a couple quick words? There's also April 26th is the citywide spring cleanup.
Yeah, here, I'll walk over here. So basically, on the 26th of April, that's Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's the Mayor Scott's big citywide cleanup organizational thing. So basically, you can tack on your community association and get a bunch of people together to pick up trash in your neighborhood. So I already signed this up. I got a bunch of trash packs from DBW. We're gonna have trash pickers and stuff, and I'll try to get some food. I'll work out the details and send them out. But yeah, basically we're just gonna pick up trash. So April 26th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the community garden.
What was the date of the project again? Is that this Sunday?
This first garden planting this Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And then spring cleanup the Saturday following that, the 26th. Spring cleanup citywide 9 a.m. meeting at the garden, but we'll be spreading out to cover the neighborhood as much as we can. A couple other things. This is just looking a little bit farther out, but be aware May 3rd, the 26th Street Green will be having their annual plant sale. They do this every year. They do it to raise money for the 26th Street Green, which is a lovely resource that we are fully, welcome to participate in and enjoy. So I'll make sure that more notice goes out on that. May 31st will be our next dumpster day. So another basically month and a half, but still make sure that's on the calendars. We will be. Do we have a location? Are we doing Harwood East? Okay, I'm going to get back. Okay, more information will be available. Also, we will make sure that this is on the website. We are getting better at keeping the website updated. If you want to find out what's going on, you should be able to just go to the front page of the Harwood Community Association website and just scroll down to the events calendar. We'll make sure that this stuff is on there.
It is East Harwood. Yeah.
It is East Harwood. So that will be the 500 block of 27th over in Mary's neck of the woods. We like to make sure that they stay included. Also, June 27th, mark your calendars. This is going to be our first big block party on 27th, 300 block of 27th. We will be using a celebration. Those of you who know Lou, Dance and Lou, we're going to be doing a celebration. We're going to get a street sign that says Dancing Lou Lane, and we'll have the street blocked off. It'll be a lot of fun. It's the first time we've done anything like this in quite a while, and I think it's high time that we do that. But you will hear more information from me and from the rest of us. We will be hyping that. We will be getting people's participation beforehand to make sure that we have stuff going on. We want it to be very family friendly, very kid friendly. At this point, all we know is we'll probably have a DJ, and that's as far as we've gotten. But more information to come. Other than that, any other upcoming events anybody wants to flag before we move to the general material for the evening?
We just met with the school recently, the Barclay Elementary Middle School, and I just want to flag two events that they have going on. May 3rd, to keep in theme with all of the garden activities, they're replacing their garden beds, which they'll use in their instruction with their science curriculum and science program. So May 3rd, they're also going to be doing a garden bed build day, 12 to 4, and I can make sure that you guys get information on that. And then their annual, large spring fling event is May 15th, where they do all sorts of different activities for families and students and the neighborhood. So we can make sure to get that information.
Excellent. Just for the camera, if that didn't pick up, May 3rd, garden revamping up at the Barclay School, and May 15th, their spring fling. So we, this evening, asked Ronald Brooks to come down, and we did this last year. Ron will tell you about himself, about the role he plays in our community. I was really very enlightened last time he came through. It was something I was unaware of, but people have in the past raised some security concerns. It's an ongoing conversation, and I think Ron is in a really great position to provide us with a lot of context and a lot of information about the resource that he is, and also the other resources that he is connected to. So Ron, if you want to come up here, great to have you back. I really appreciate you giving us your evening. Just say a few words, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, I was going to say you might want to take that up a little bit.
Yeah. You kind of got to be right on top of it.
Yeah, no problem. Can everybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. My name. I haven't been called Ron in quite some time. So, my name is Ron Brooks, and I'm from the Charles Village Community Benefits District. The Benefits District basically covers 4 different neighborhoods: Charles Village, Harwood, Old Goucher, and Able. Basically, my day starts off with reviewing. Just real quick, a little bit about myself. I am a 30-year retired police lieutenant from the Baltimore County Police Department, and I've been with the Benefits District for about two or three years now. So basically, my day starts off with reviewing police reports from the 2 police districts that cover your area. I believe when I started, it was just one. It was the Northern. The police department has done some redistricting, so as a result of that, now it's basically 2 districts that cover the Benefits District. So my day starts off by reviewing police reports from both those particular police districts. I'm looking for everything from theft from auto thefts, and any other major crimes that would have occurred on the previous day. Also, I review reports from our security team that we hire. Allied Security is our new service provider. I believe the last time I was here, they were not. One of the benefits of having Allied is they are a very large company, so they have a lot of resources to bring to the table. We've already seen evidence of that. Also, they are the security provider for Johns Hopkins University, so we've been able to take advantage of that already as well. So after reviewing reports from both the police department and Allied, I also meet with the Eastern and the Northern once a week to go over any crime information as it pertains to the district, and obviously Harwood, which I'm happy to report. I should knock on wood here. There isn't a ton in Harwood. In particular, we've been having some challenges in the other 3 areas, but Harwood has been pretty good in terms of not having a lot of criminal activity in it, which is again going to knock on wood. So after reviewing reports and meeting with the police department once a week, I also provide a monthly Zoom meeting. It's the 2nd Wednesday of every month. That meeting is recorded, so if you can't be present live on the Zoom meeting, which you are all welcome to, that information is on the website of our district if you have an opportunity to check that. If you can't be on it live, a copy of the recording is also left on the website. Also, after the meeting, we do leave notes from the meeting. So if you just want to check out some of the notes, kind of see what's been going on over the last month, Typically, we go over crime stats and any kind of trends that are occurring in the area. So we've only really had one significant trend this year in the entire district, and that would have been a robbery trend. Just to kind of give you an example of how the resources kind of all come together. The robberies involved a group of young folks who were committing robberies between 2 a.m. and about 5 a.m., kind of an unusual thing. They were targeting folks who were on foot in the area. They were targeting a very small space. I believe it was from 25th Street up to 33rd, and then over to maybe Greenmount, and on the west, maybe Howard Street. So that's not a huge area. So what we were able to do, knowing that it was just that area that was being targeted, we were able to get the Northern District to provide extra police protection in that area. We were also able to get Allied security to make some adjustments, because obviously we can kind of direct them where we want them to do security since we're paying them. But we kind of had a set time frame when they typically work. Those hours are typically 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. It's just kind of been my experience looking over reports for 3 years. It's kind of when we have like significant violent crime. So that's kind of where I wanted security to be. The problem we were having is, so they came on at 7 in the evenings, and they were leaving at 3. But as I mentioned, some of these robberies were occurring at 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So we were having a problem with that little bit of a gap. We were able to reach out to Allied, and in a short period of time, they were able to make adjustments to their schedule. So we shifted them from the previous shift to sort of a 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. shift, and just concentrated them during those hours in that particular area. Now, that doesn't mean that you all didn't have security in the Harwood section. Now, you may not have had it between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m., but you certainly, actually you would have had it between 9 p.m. You wouldn't have had it between, say, 1 a.m. to 5 p.m., which is when they were committing the robberies. So we had them focusing on that area. But when they weren't focusing on that, they certainly would have been involved in security over in the Harwood section. Just trying to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Trends, that was definitely a trend. Taking care of monthly meetings. I have an opportunity when it presents itself, if there are violations of different liquor establishments in the area, I am your representative at those liquor board hearings. So if you're having an issue with a particular liquor board establishment, if you could reach out to me and let me know that you're having those issues, we'll make sure that there are folks from the liquor board who come out and cite them. And then when those hearing dates approach, I will be in the liquor board hearing to voice the community's concerns about those particular liquor law violations and what impact they actually might have on the community. So I think that's also important. I heard mentioned earlier some issues regarding traffic along 28 and 29. That's sort of been an ongoing issue. Northern is certainly aware of that. We've asked them to provide us with some sort of a traffic impact program that they can do. I know they've done it around the city, where they come out and they evaluate the traffic, and they also evaluate traffic reports, accidents. I remember being in Baltimore County and having this conversation with someone that worked in the traffic division, Baltimore County, and they simply told me, and I was shocked. They basically told me changes in traffic pattern typically occur when the number of fatalities go up in those areas, which was to me shocking that we have to wait folks to die, to make changes to traffic patterns. So let's hope that's not the case here, where we are. And having said that, are there any questions? Yes, sir.
Kind of two-part. First, why specifically 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. as opposed to like the full 8 hours that a shift would be?
So you mean like 3 to 11 maybe?
Rather, right, like 7 to 5. Oh, that is 8, I guess. I think we can't keep them any longer than an 8-hour shift, could we?
Yeah, so we could keep them. We could keep them as long as we need to keep them, but obviously there's a financial component to that. When I started here, there was security working during the day, and then there was security working those hours up until about 3 a.m. I think, and they had two patrolmen in a vehicle at one time. Which to me made no sense. Also, having reviewed the reports, it suggested that that's when, why have a police, or not a police, why have security riding around at 3 p.m. or at 2 p.m. when you're really not getting the serious crime during those hours? Typically, after it gets dark is when folks target or increase crime.
No, I mean more the bridge between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., not p.m. Like,
So you would want 7 p.m., which is when they start now, basically. You would want that to continue until 5 a.m.
is that possible? Is that a thing? Or
It is certainly possible, but again, there's a financial component to that. Also, not only a financial component, but beyond that trend, we simply don't have a lot of crime, say between 4, 5. I mean, it's all, particularly depending on the time of the year. 5 o'clock now it's daylight, so we're close to. So so again, that's typically not when these types of crimes occur. Again, that's not a perfect thing, but again, typically that's not when folks decide to commit criminal activity. So that's it.
And the other part, unrelated, I didn't realize that Allied or the benefits district in general could have any impact or role as far as traffic goes. In the context of the construction happening in Guilford, but certainly not exclusively to that. The 300 block of 27, I understand that I am a little biased to that considering that I live on that street, but it is right now considered the bike detour for the construction. At first, the company said that they were going to make it a two-way street to compensate for the loss basically of using 26th Street. And then they came back, and the city apparently shot back and said no, that they're going to keep it one way for the bikes. There's been an explosion. Like when I got here 4 or 5 years ago, all day there's cars going the wrong way. It's a one-way street going west, and all day. But now it's just you could bet money on it happening within the next 7 minutes to somebody, and you'd win, like clockwork. And it's cars, it's emergency vehicles with no lights on, meaning ambulances, cops, fire truck every now and then when they're not racing to something, when they're coming back. And then most importantly, it's these huge dump trucks from the construction company all day going the wrong way. I have seen kids almost get mowed down at least 3 times. We are working. We have a walkthrough with the DOT tomorrow at 5 p.m. and we're going to try and kind of bring it to their attention. Right now, the big focuses are 28th and 29th because obviously, but we're kind of at our wits' end and we don't really know what to do anymore. To the point where there are neighbors starting to talk about like taking it up on themselves to put in speed bumps and things like that. And we're talking like And then there's the fact that even when they're going the right way, cars try to hit 50 between the two stop signs, which makes no sense. But we don't know what else to do.
Can you give me the location again where you're saying that there are emergency vehicles and trucks and things like that going on?
300 block of 22nd Street.
Got it.
You're welcome. If you want, we can give you the information. If you want to come do a walkthrough tomorrow. I don't want to,
When is,
tomorrow night at 5 p.m. I don't want to, drop something like you and expect you to show up. But you're welcome to attend.
where are you all staging for that?
I don't know where we're starting, but Corey or Miller will be there.
Okay,
Actually, we've so.
I'm sorry.
We're starting the walk at Barclays.
Yeah.
Corey, by the way, is my boss, so if he's there, then that's duplication of services. One of us should be there, so we'll make sure that happens.
Just an observation on this point. We live right on the corner. We're neighbors on the corner. Once you start down Guilford tracks, the access to 26th Street is minimum because there's so much equipment at the end. You're not supposed to go left on 27th. Wickridge has been dug up for weeks, months, yes. So people get down there and they have no place to go. And that's, I believe, why they're heading down the walk. So there needs to be, I think, more aggressive signs to that. Guilford saying, no local access only. Don't plan on coming down here and getting out.
Obviously, all of it's a problem, but I'm really concerned with emergency vehicles that can be easily identified by the markings on the vehicle. The Northern District just got a new commander. Her first day is today. Kiara Saunders. She was here as a captain. She got promoted to major. She went to Southeastern and I think Northwestern. She was involved in a really serious accident and was out for a significant amount of time before she was able to come back. So I do know that she's starting today. Like I said, I meet with them every week, which is tomorrow for them. So I'll make sure that I bring to her attention that in particular that there are emergency vehicles that are going the wrong way, and she can remind them that this is something they really shouldn't be doing, that they should not be doing. I should encourage you all, by the way, if you happen to see that you should report that.
Everyone, good to see you again.
How are you, sir?
I think an important piece of context is that 27th is kind of weird. It's only the last two blocks that are one way. So the 300 block and the 400 block are one way. But then west of that, it's two ways. And the signage, in my opinion, is pretty poor. It's easy to miss that it goes from a two-way to a one-way. And if we could do something to improve the signage, I think that would contribute to helping. But that's just important for the context of the street. It's not the most intuitive.
I'm sorry, sir.
Flashing light.
Yeah,
It says,
a flash would be great.
begin one lane.
I will also note that the reason why those the dump trucks and stuff they're going eastbound, right? When they're going the wrong way. So I'm understanding of 27 is towards Harwood East.
Towards Harwood.
Yeah, it's because the railroad company, CSX, is trying to go to Matthew Street, which is where they're using to get into the railway, which they're doing stuff. But yeah, I see them down there all the time the wrong way. And I'm just like, okay. So.
Can I just make another quick comment? I've noticed that, so coming from Baltimore County, working here in the city, I've noticed that this really glaring thing when it comes to citizens who live in those different jurisdictions. And that's reporting of not just criminal activity, but stuff like this. for whatever reason, I'm sure there's some personal reasons, cultural reasons that are associated with it, but folks in Baltimore County report everything. Everything. And folks in communities like Harwood and Charles Village and Able, Old Goucher, they don't report things. And I can tell you, again, everybody's entitled to when they feel that they should report things to police or to government agencies, but I can tell you, when they're sitting around a table deciding who's going to get what resources, one of the things that they look at is calls for service. And I know everybody in here has called 311. Everyone in here has gone to a website, a 311 website, made a complaint, didn't feel like it was handled. But I'm telling you, when they make these decisions, how often you call stuff in, how often you complain, is one of the first things they cite for who gets limited resources. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Again, it's your call, but I'm suggesting that you call.
Yeah, I will say on that point, we are also supposed to be in contact with the CSX as usually liaison. So they already know our complaints. Like we were talking directly to CSX and all the other people who are doing construction over there. And Odette has talked to them. It's like very direct communication, but there's more complaints. What do you think?
When it comes to reporting, is it only the police, or is there another place for people to be able to report these kind of things?
Well, 311 you can report everything. I use 311. I've recently used it. I was on a walk with Able, and there were several blocks with no street lights. Just doesn't make any sense. Made that complaint to BGE, not 311, just to BGE. They're usually pretty good about that, and they have their own map that you can monitor to see exactly where lights are out, and you can literally monitor. Let's say you make a complaint to BGE about a particular light that's not working. You can literally monitor the light that you submitted to see when it gets fixed. So, I mean, again, I suggest, you know, even though you don't think that it's not going to be a sort of an immediate solution to what your issue may or may not be. But again, I think that these issues, the more they're complained about, again, we've all heard the squeaky wheel, it's the oil. So I would suggest that you complain more, even when you're a neighborhood like Harwood, which is in a pretty good place. You need to complain to keep it there. Don't wait until it gets to a certain place, then complain. Complain while it's good.
Nice.
That's fair.
Fair.
Is that a good note to close on? Any other questions?
Has there been an update on the shooting, the federal shooting?
So, update on the shooting, which for the record occurred outside of the Charles Village Community Benefits District by about a block or two. But what I know is that the police suspect that there were individuals that were not from the area, probably east of here, that were involved in some sort of disagreement with folks who are from here, and that's what precipitated that particular shooting. That's the last that I've heard. 4 victims, all were customers attempting to buy egg rolls. And at about 2:30 in the afternoon, these individuals decided to come up and shoot up the block. So that's basically where we are. The injuries to all 4 apparently were non-life-threatening as well. So that's anything else? This is very difficult. This microphone.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's our first time with this setup.
We'll figure my stand.
We're trying to figure out, because sometimes this room is quiet, sometimes the pinball is loud. This is the first time they've had music out there.
Yeah.
Your house.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming back. And everybody. So, with that, we have one more activity tonight. This is going to be a little bit different. Central Baltimore Partnership. Many of you know Erin, who's here so often, but what we're doing tonight is something a little bit different. I think Erin gave us a little bit of a preview. We have a asset map. Is that I keep thinking resource map.
It's blank. It's open. Yeah, we can explain.
Yeah. So they'll explain, but this is going to be a lot more interactive than I think we get a chance to do. So you will be a critical part of this process. We're going to be talking about resources that are available in our neighborhood that we're aware of, that we know, that we need, that sort of thing. And I'll just let our colleagues over at
Let's see how tough this is. Yeah. Ron's right. Hey everybody, Aaron Hoffman here with the Central Baltimore Partnership, place-based community development nonprofit. We support 11 neighborhoods, including Harwood. What we're going to engage in today is a little bit of an interactive activity. I think it's always good to come back to the community every once in a while to reset and ask you all, like, what are your favorite, most important hidden gems, cultural assets, things that you love about your neighborhood. We are doing a combining of needs assessments across multiple different areas, economic, early learning, different types of resource development, different types of housing resources as well. And we're bringing that all together this year. And so we're coming back out to re-engage the community around the assets that they find very important within their neighborhoods. We're going to multiple communities to do the same exercise. And I'm going to pass it over to Micah. And I think, again, what's important here is really just thinking about, like, what are the spaces that you love, that you spend time in, that might be hidden gems that other people don't know about. It could even be like people, specific walkways, specific blocks that you love, open spaces, different things. It really could range. It also could be where you go for resources, different things that connect you to improved, quality of life. So we're going to put out some maps. They're going to be blank maps, and also just some chart paper so that you all can interactively go around and identify different spaces and places and cultural assets within your identity, within your neighborhood. So I'm going to pass it over to Micah. I'm going to put some of the maps out, and Micah, you can kind of go through some prompting questions.
Really, you have to get closer. I do? Do I really need it? Okay, that makes sense. You can raise it too. What's the talking out loud and speaking? Alright, you guys hear me now? Every time? Alright, perfect. So while Aaron is passing around the asset maps, so each of the asset maps highlights 5 neighborhoods. Harwood is highlighted as well. So thinking back to the Enough initiative that we brought to you guys about a month ago, we're thinking in terms of the 4 pillars: cradle to career, healthy families, economically secure families, and thriving neighborhoods. So some prompting questions that we do have, let me grab them. So in terms of cradle to career, if you are a young family, what are some early learning centers, parks, and programs you'd be more inclined to going to versus, like per se, for instance, like if you are in your neighborhood and some early learning centers are not your favorite and you have to go outside your neighborhood, what are those places, or what expectancies do you have of those to be within your personal neighborhood?
Thinking of healthy families, what are certain places like your doctor's office, dentist, that you have a great rapport with, or any referrals? Where do you really typically go to for those, right? Economically secure families, are there areas in your neighborhood that you wish had better job opportunities to allow you to stay within your neighborhood versus going outside of your neighborhood for work? For thriving neighborhoods, I have like several questions or several pointers to look at. So like, are there certain places you go and feel safe? Do you wish there were more assets that would make you feel comfortable to send your child to Barclay? What are the hidden gems in your neighborhood? What do you tell people who are moving into your neighborhood about what they should check out? And are there spaces you love that you wish had family-oriented programming or programming in spaces that you feel safe and comfortable in going to? So I'm going to come around to like each table. I'm going to kind of like read off the questions again and ask you guys and then see what you all think. If that works for you guys?
Yeah. We have big maps over here. Feel free to write all over them. And then this is just kind of an area if you feel like it's hard to see or not represented on a map, feel free to make sure you put it on the paper. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
When you say the neighborhood, do you literally mean just Harwood or do you mean like the area?
Just Harwood.
That's Harwood extended, right? So like part of this is identifying within your neighborhood, but then also if you're going outside your neighborhood for something, we want to know that too. Yeah, again, you know, you can stretch out the legs a little bit.
Thank you, buddy. So I was like, why have to second order?
No, it's
I've never been to that.
While I'm seeing that, that also and as well, where are you spending most of your time? So we can talk about it all
And That's the secret. But it's been a long
I know, right? I never did that before. Yeah, they're trying to. They also have jobs in their life. As soon as he said that, I was like, but also I immediately found Yeah, there was a few people earlier, but they ducked out. Yeah, this is great. I'll I think a lot of people are intimidated. They've got a parking pad in the back. They don't want to start too much. But yeah, I just sort of use that. And it's potatoes.
I'm all container gardening fine.
I mean, yeah, I've seen yours. Yeah, mine is all grow bags and stuff. But I'm like, the number of people that come to the garden, I'm like, I'm not gardening. I think a lot of people are.
Probably enough for that.
Gardening is also passive community engagement. It's great. You know how many people on my Instagram said things and talked to me about my garden or the garden, like the plants? Yeah, it's great. So, okay, cool.
But yeah.